As I left the railway station at Worcester and set out on the 3-mile walk to Ransom's cottage, I reflected that no one on that platform could possibly guess the truth about the man I was going to visit. The flat heath which spread out before me, for the village lies all behind and to the north of the station, looked an ordinary heath. The gloomy 5 o'clock sky was such as you might see on any autumn afternoon. The few houses and the clumps of red or yellowish trees were in no way remarkable. Who could imagine that a little farther on in that quiet landscape I should meet and shake by the hand a man who had lived and eaten and drunk in a world 40 million miles distant from London, who had seen this earth from where it looks like a mere point of green fire, and who had spoken face to face with a creature whose life began before our own planet was inhabitable. For Ransom had met other things in Mars besides the Martians. He had met the creatures called LTD, and especially that great LTD who is the ruler of Mars, or in their speech, the Oyarsa of Malacandra. The LTD are very different from any planetary creatures. Their physical organism, if organism it can be called, is quite unlike either the human or the Martian. They do not eat, breathe, or suffer natural death, and to that extent resemble thinking minerals more than they resemble anything we should recognize as an animal. Though they appear on planets and may even seem to our senses to be sometimes resident in them, the precise spatial location of an LTD at any moment presents great problems. They themselves regard space or deep heaven as their true habitat, and the planets are to them not closed worlds but merely moving points, perhaps even interruptions in what we know as the solar system, and they fade as the field of Orbital. At present I was going to see Ransom in answer to a wire which had said, "Come down Thursday if possible." Business, I guessed, was sort of business he meant, and that was why I kept on telling myself that it would be perfectly delightful to spend the night with Ransom, and also keep on feeling that I was not enjoying the prospect as much as I ought to. It was the LTD that were my trouble. I could just get used to the fact that Ransom had been to Mars, but to have met an LTD, to have spoken with something whose life appeared to be practically unending, even the journey to Mars was bad enough. A man who has been in another world does not come back unchanged. One can't put the difference into words. When the man is a friend, it may become painful. The old footing is not easy to recover, but much worse was my growing conviction that since his return, the LTD were not leaving him alone. Little things in his conversation, like little mannerisms, accidental allusions which he made and then drew back with an awkward apology, all suggested that he was keeping strange company, that there were visitors at that cottage. As I plodded along the empty, unfenced road which runs across the middle of Worcester Common, I tried to dispel my growing sense of malaise by analyzing it. What, after all, was I afraid of? The moment I had put this question, I regretted it. I was shocked to find that I had mentally used the word afraid. Up till then I had tried to pretend that I was feeling only distaste, or embarrassment, or even boredom, but the mere word afraid had let the cat out of the bag. I realized now that my emotion was neither more nor less nor other than fear, and I realized that I was afraid of two things: afraid that sooner or later I myself might meet an LTD, and afraid that I might